What up, Homedawgs? My name is Gokey Gamer, coach of the Milwaukee Meta Champs, and welcome everybody to Season 8 of the NBBL. I am super immensely excited to be back once again in the NBBL. Obviously, Season 7 just wrapped up a little while ago, but now we are back with Season 8, and this season it's a lower tier draft, which is very exciting. There was definitely a lot of Pokemon that I think were pretty crazy to be allowed, which we'll get into in a bit, but I'm very excited about it nonetheless. I think this is going to be a very fun league. I'm looking forward to it a lot. It's a smaller league this season, but that is because we were actually doing what it was, I believe it was the SPL D-League did, where they had like teams. They had 4 different teams with 3 different coaches, and those teams would help each other out, all that fun stuff, and basically you wanted your team to do the best. I don't fully know exactly how that system works, but I'm teamed up with Cryptic Carlos and Sinister, the coach of Team 4, both of which have been in part of the NBBL community for a long time now, and I'm very excited about it because Cryptic Carlos, I believe, has won 2 previous seasons of the NBBL, and then Sinister is obviously also a very terrifying opponent to go up against as well. Very, very great coach. I can't remember how often we've battled, but I do remember that, like, he's a very talented coach. So, very, very exciting, all things considered. And, yeah, so, I guess without any further ado, I don't want this to be as long as my UCDL video, so, without any further ado, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and jump into it. You guys know Draft League at this point. You battle for 8 weeks, and then you have a playoffs, and whoever, you know, quarterfinals, semifinals, finals, whoever wins the finals is the champion of the season. We're obviously hoping to be that champion, and I'm very excited about it, because, spoiler alert, my team is pretty freaking good, in my opinion, so if I do say so myself, I'll pat myself on the back a little bit. I have a good team, But anyways, without any further ado, I guess let's just go ahead and talk about our team. Alrighty, so here is the team for Season 8 of the NBBL, and you can already see it's like, wait a minute, this is a low tier? What is Volcanion doing here? Yeah, we'll get into it, but, well, you know what, let's just get into it now. So, Volcanion, starting off strong with Volcanion, there's a lot of really powerful threats on the board here. I know, like, Sandy Shocks was on the board, there's a couple of other, Hisuian Goodra and Screamtail were on the board. Spoiler alert, there's a team that has Hisuian Goodra and Screamtail on the same team, and it is terrifying. And Slowking as well, so that's another one. There's a lot of really cool Pokemon that are allowed in this league. It's lower tier, so again, there's not, like, Raging Bolt, there's not Spectrier, there's not those types of Pokemon, but there are some still really powerful Pokemon, and in my opinion, Volcanion was definitely one of the one of the budgeted picks, I should say. It was worth only 16 points. The most expensive, I believe, was 19. In fact, Pheasantipity was actually more expensive than Volcanion. I think Volcanion is going to be a massive powerhouse. Having a fire type that's immune to water attacks is absolutely insane. I also just really love Volcanion. It's one of those Pokemon that just, you switch it in, you pick up a KO. It is kind of what happens with Volcanion. It's so powerful. You can run it mixed attack, you can run it physical attack, you can run it special attack, obviously. Steam Eruption is a very powerful, it's basically a hyper boosted Scald, which I think is really awesome, and yeah. I think Volcanion is just going to do absolutely amazing things on this team. I'm really excited about it a lot. Next up, we have got Pheasantipity. So, I was like, I saw Pheasantipity on the board, and I was like, you know what? It's been a long time since I've used Pheasantipity. I really want to use Pheasantipity again, because I really love using Pheasantipity. And I went ahead and grabbed it. It's my Poison Fairy type, so I already have a grounded Poison type, and I already have a Fairy type, which is obviously really, really solid as well. Pheasantipity is just such a great Pokemon, in my opinion. Being able to just U-turn out and pass poisons all around. Also, if a Steel type comes in, U-turn, switch it to Volcanion. Easy peasy. So, I'm really excited about Pheasantipity. I think it pairs up extremely well with Volcanion, as well as later threats as well, which we'll talk about in a bit. But yeah, I really like Pheasantipity on this team. I think it's going to do absolutely amazing things, and I'm very excited to use it because I think it's, yeah, Pheasantipity, Prince is always very fun. Steampunk, the Volcanion, and Prince, the Pheasantipity, are both always very fun. They're very much comfort picks for me, and I'm very excited about them. So yeah. Next up is none other than a budgeted pick, Arboliva. So, I'm very excited about Arboliva. Obviously, Arboliva is not as good without Terra. It is Terra banned in this league, unfortunately, but Arboliva is still a very, very amazing Pokemon, in my opinion at the very least. Very bulky, very annoying to take out with Strength Sap and things like that. Obviously, the Seed Sower ability to set up the grassy terrain is absolutely massive as well. Terra Normal and not Terra Normal, Stab, Normal, and Grass coverage is just really, really solid, in my opinion. And yeah, I think Arboliva, especially paired up with the ground weaknesses of Volcanion and Vesdipity, I think is really, really valuable here. And obviously, you'll see soon, it sets up for another Pokemon as well, which I think is very valuable, especially in a lower tier league where it's harder to find, like, sweepers just sweep the game and go crazy. So, yeah. Sorry about that. But, yeah. Arboliva, in my opinion, was a really great third pick. I already have a normal type as well to take care of ghost types. I do end up grabbing 2 more, but we don't talk about that right now. We'll talk about that later. But, yeah. I'm really excited. Already, my team is really shaping up to be really nice. Olive Oil, the Arboliva, is here and to stay. Next up, I am so immensely excited to finally be using my boy, Jelly Bean the Jolteon once again. I love using Jolteon. I had it back in Gen 8 a lot, and I think I had it in a league in Generation 9, but it has been years since I've used Jolteon. And Jolteon has a special place in my heart. I have a plushie, I have a figurine, which is really cool, in my opinion. So, I really like Jolteon. It's my favorite evolution, and it's the cutest thing ever, and I love him so much. And, he's also nicknamed after my childhood dog, which is really awesome. So, yeah, we have Jelly Bean the Jolteon. Very, very excited about this pick as well. Also benefits from the grassy terrain as well. And, in a league, spoiler alert, there was very few genuinely good Terra Captains, in my opinion. So, in a league that, you know, it's harder to find good Terra Captains to take advantage of Jolteon's lack of coverage, I think Jolteon is a really solid fit on this team. And also gives me a very speedy Pokemon, which especially in a low tier league, speed is very crucial, in my opinion, just because of the fact that there's not a lot of Pokemon that are that outspeed a lot of things, you know what I mean? Like, there's not a lot of fast Pokemon, especially above base 120 speed. So the fact that I have a base 130 speed, Jolteon is basically guaranteed to be the fastest Pokemon in the entire game. So that's always really, really nice. And also combine that with the ability Quick Feet if I really want to run Quick Feet with the Flame Orb. And Jolteon is the fastest thing on the field, and it can just really cause a lot of havoc, especially if the ground type goes down, which is already weakened by Arboliva as well, and I really like that a lot. I think Jolteon is a really amazing fit for this team, and I'm very excited about it. So, yeah. Next up is none other than Undertaker the Hawlucha. So, going along the same lines as Jolteon, Hawlucha is a very fast Pokemon in a format that doesn't have a lot of fast Pokemon. So, Hawlucha, it's not the fastest thing ever, like Rabombi is still allowed, but I think Hawlucha is going to be an absolutely amazing fit on this team, especially, once again, combined with Arboliva. Because of the fact that I can run Grassy Seed Unburden, Hawlucha is about to go crazy. So that's kind of the thing with Hawlucha. It pairs up extremely well as... Well, not even just pairs up really well. It pairs up really well with Arboliva, obviously, but it can just immediately, off team prep, you have to prepare for Hawlucha. Because in a format like this, where fighting and flying coverage just nukes teams, especially if you allow Hawlucha to go for a Swords Dance and get Unburden off, Hawlucha is just such a powerful Pokemon, and I'm really excited to use it because I think Lucha is going to be absolutely phenomenal here. Especially, again, combined with Arboliva. Now, I don't need to use Arboliva to make Hawlucha pop off. And I don't even need to use Arboliva in general a lot. But just having the grassy terrain threat is phenomenal for the entirety of the team so far. And now we'll continue with my next pick, which is none other than Duraludon. Archaludon is obviously banned, but Duraludon is still around. And all the steel types were going. So, like, there was no really great steel type at this point. Duraludon was the best steel type that was remaining. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to grab it before it goes. I sniped Nova of it, so I apologize, Nova. But Duraludon is such a great fit for this team. Another threatening special attacker. I do have a lot of them, but I also have Hawlucha as a physical attacker, so it's not the end of the world. And you'll see my later picks as well, that my physical coverage rounds out pretty nicely. But this is my first Pokemon that can use the Eviolite, and it can use it really well. Duraludon does really enjoy using Eviolite, and, you know, Dragon Steel coverage is phenomenal, especially, once again, in a league that, you know, there are a decent amount of Fairy types, but it's harder for Fairy types to counter Dragon types in general in this format. So having a powerful Dragon type you know, in Duraludon. It doesn't even need to run Eviolite if you don't want it to. You can run Specs or Scarf on it, and it can just nuke things. But Duraludon, in my opinion, Duraludon is just going to be an immense powerhouse that people are going to struggle to deal with, and I'm really excited about using it. Now, here's where things get interesting. So, in my opinion, in this league, I believe there was... I can't remember how high the Terra Captain points went. I think it went up to 4, if I remember correctly. So 4 points and below, you could use as Terra Caps. And I'm going to be so for real, there was not a lot of... In my opinion, there was not a lot of great Terra Captains. And there's not a lot of ways you can fill out the Terra points that you have. Because you gained access to 20 points for Terra Captains. And the points would go up. This is one of the leagues where points goes up if you want to Terra Pokemon. So, for example, my 2 Pokemon that were 4-pointers that are Terra Caps became 8-pointers. But I think not only did I fill out the team extremely, or like the Terra points extremely well, I think I filled it out with teammates that really benefit this team a lot. First one being Terra Cryogonal. Triggered the Terra Cryogonal. I'm really excited to use Cryogonal. I will say, when I drafted this Pokemon, I literally was talking with people and I was like, should I draft Avalugg instead? Because I was like, I do not know if I have faith in Cryogonal. I'm gonna be so for real. I don't know if I have faith in Cryogonal to really get the job done. But I needed a spinner, and I needed an ice type, which is why I was also looking at Avalugg. But I didn't like Avalugg costing 10 points. Avalugg was a 10-point Terra Captain, and while it was one of the best on there, in my opinion, it was too expensive for me. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to take a risk. I could use the speed as well. I'm going to grab Terra Cryogonal. It gives me a Freeze Dry user as well. It gives me a special wall. It gives me a Levitator, which is great for my ground weak Pokemon. And in general, like, Terra really helps it out a lot because it doesn't have amazing coverage. But if I can Terra into a type that, like, benefits the bulk that Cryogonal gives, I think Cryogonal could be a really, really solid Pokemon on this team, and I'm very excited about using it. I'm hoping it does well. I'm really hoping it does well. The next Pokemon that I picked up is none other than Golurk. Golurk is going to be a very fun Pokemon. So, looking at my team, I was like, okay, I need a ground type, I need a ghost type, I need something that hits super hard on the physical side, and because all I have right now is Hawlucha. So I was like, you know what? Palisand is around, so I waited to grab Golurk until this point, but then I was like, you know what, Golurk just fits the team too well. I'm going to grab it now, and I'm really, really glad I did. Golurk, I think, is going to be absolutely phenomenal here. I believe it has access to high horsepower, so it can still work with Arboliva in grassy terrain, which is really nice, or I can just run Earthquake and just nuke things that are running high horsepower, which is really great. Gives me a spin blocker, which is pretty solid. We'll get into the hazards in a bit, but it is always nice having a ghost type. It's nice having an immunity to normal and fighting type attacks. Also gives me another immunity to electric attacks, because obviously I have Voltage Absorb Jolteon, and now I have my ground type in Golurk. Again, hits immensely hard on the physical side. Like, if you, like, don't prep for Golurk, Choice Band Golurk could just ruin your day. And it doesn't even need to be banned. It can just be, like, a boosting item, like Spell Tag or something like that, or Soft Sand, or Life Orb. And Golurk goes crazy. With Iron Fist as well, I'm really excited about this Pokemon. I think it's going to do a lot of great things in this league. And I think it's a very solid pick. So, yeah, I really like Golurk a lot, and I think it's going to do great. Next up, I've been wanting to use this Pokemon ever since I used it in the last time, which was Season 5 of the NBBL, if I remember correctly. That is Terra Slacking. Terra Slacking is here, or Terra Slaking, I don't know which one it is. This is the other 4-pointer that was worth 8 points to Terra. And in my opinion, it is immensely overpowered in this league. In a league that doesn't have a lot of great steel types, I think Terra Slacking, just Terra Normal Giga Impact is going to go nuts. Obviously, there are ghost types. This Slacking basically forces ghost types to appear, or like your steel types that are weak to Earthquake, and your ghost types are weak to knockoff. So it is like a tiniest bit of anti-synergy with Golurk, because obviously they're both physical attackers. And if Slacking clicks knockoff, then Golurk can't click Poltergeist, but ultimately I don't think it's a big deal. I can always run a different move on Golurk if I really want to. But yeah, Slacking is just absolutely phenomenal here. I really like Slacking on this team a lot, and I think it's going to do a lot of amazing things. Obviously, Truant is an ability you can work around, but I still think that Slacking is going to do a lot of great things, and Like, nothing wants to switch into slacking. Like, if a Pokemon dies on my side of the field, I send in slacking and I click Terra Normal Double Edge and something drops. It's phenomenal, and I really love it a lot. Obviously, clicking Double Edge, you can only click it so many times, which is why we have our Wish Passer for Farigiraf. Another third normal type, but I really like Farigiraf on this team. I wanted a psychic type because there was also a team that has Psy Spam. There's a team that has like Armarouge and DD, Hitmonlee. I actually snagged Hawlucha from them. They wanted Hawlucha, which is why I grabbed Hawlucha when I did. So I am sorry to that coach for that, but I was like, I really want Hawlucha, and I don't want Hitmonlee. So, we have Farigiraf specifically to help out with that team, but also just in general, Wish Passing is phenomenal. And I technically have Jolteon as a Wish Passer too, but Jolteon doesn't want to Wish Pass. So, Farigiraf here, in my opinion, is really, really great. I like having a bulky Psychic type. Obviously, bulky normal type helps out as well. Sap Sipper is amazing to help prevent grass types from popping off using the grassy terrain against me. So that's also really nice. I also have Armor Tail in case somebody's trying to outspeed hit a Jolteon or a Hawlucha. I can switch them out and switch in Farigiraf and just take that hit because Armor Tail is there and exists. Wish Passing is very valuable here, and Farigiraf is a very fun Pokemon to use. I had it in Josh's league, and it didn't do as much as I wanted it to do in that league, but it was still very fun when it showed up. And I was like, you know what? I like it a lot. I'm going to grab it here. So I have Farigiraf. And finally, rounding out the team is Terra Glimmet. So initially, I really wanted Terra Spidops because I wanted webs and hazard potential, like really threatening hazard potential. It was worth the exact same amount of points to Terra as Glimmet, but unfortunately it got picked up. I didn't know if anybody else was looking at it. I knew it was a risk, but I didn't want to risk losing slacking. So Spidops got picked up because of it, and that made me very sad. But I saw Terra Glimmet, and I was like, you know what? I'll go ahead and grab it. I need a rock type. I need hazards, because unfortunately, the biggest downside of this team is that I don't have hazards, really, aside from Glimmet. The nice thing about Glimmet is it forces you to prep for hazards. Like, it's one Pokemon. It's a Glimmet. But in a low-tier league, where you can run Eviolite and Terra, Glimmet is a threat. Like, base 105, like, special attack, and you can run Scarf. It has Corrosion. It can do a lot of really cool things, and it's a very hard Pokemon to take out, especially when combined with Wish Passing. So I think Terra Glimmet, while unfortunately it doesn't have the webs that I wanted, especially for Volcanion, I think Glimmet is going to really... I think Glimmet's going to make a couple surprise appearances, and I think it's going to really pop off. So I'm very excited about it. And, yeah, that's pretty much it with this team. So, yeah, that's it. And this video went on 18 minutes. Okay, great. I'm going to start wrapping up here. I'm very excited about this team. I think this is I know I say this a lot, but I think this is an amazing team. I think this is one of the best teams I've drafted, and I'm really excited to use it. This team actually got ranked second in the PRs that happened in the server, which is really, really cool. It was ranked in as an S tier. I can't remember which team it ranked below, but it was an S tier team. And I agree with that statement. I think this is an amazing team. I think that I'm going to really enjoy this team a lot. I'm very excited about it, and I think it's going to pop off and do a lot of amazing things. So, yeah, there's also like a lot of different modes I can run too, which is also the nice thing. I can run bulky grassy terrain, I can run Lucha as an unburdened sweeper, or just like limber or something like that. Obviously, I can go hyper offensive with things like Jolteon, Lucha, and Golurk, or I can go defensive with Glimmet, Farigiraf, and Cryogonal. So there's a lot of fun things I can do. I can run different modes with Volcanion. Obviously, Golurk and Slacking nuke things. So I'm really excited. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. There's a lot of threatening Pokemon. I also think I have some of the best Terra Captains out of the entire team, like the entire league too. Because again, there wasn't a lot of amazing Terra Captains in this league, unfortunately. But I think I grabbed some of the best ones. So I'm very excited about it. And, yeah, without any further ado, I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up here. The first week will be going up as soon as possible. I have a feeling this will be going up after the UCDL draft breakdown, which will hopefully be going up tomorrow, Monday, as of recording this, and this will go up on Tuesday. Wednesday and Thursday will probably be weeks. We'll figure it out, because I also still have to upload MDL and Luxury Ball. I'll probably upload those two first, and then, we'll figure it out. This will probably be uploaded on... Week 1 will probably be uploaded before Saturday. Week 2 will be uploaded on Saturday. Again, I'll figure it out. I'm not too sure exactly what I want to do here, but we'll go from there. But yeah, anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap things up here. Thank you all so much for watching. I really hope you all enjoyed this draft breakdown. And yeah, without any further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap things up here. Thank you all so much for watching. I already said that. And I'll see you soon in the next video. Peace out, mates!